Thank you, Marco. Hi, my name is Raphael Honigstein. I'm a co-founder of Footbo.com. I was toying with the idea of wearing a black dress, but Marco said it's more a formal event today, so I didn't do that. What we're trying to do is be a social network for football. So we're a niche social network, if you want, but it's a very, very big niche with a tremendous user loyalty. There's a very good chance that if you are a football fan, you're very active on the net, talking about your passion, and you might not be just one fan of a particular player or a particular club, but you might support a national team, or you might play yourself in a team. And we want to bring all these identities together on one website and have one stop for all your football needs. So really our aim is a very modest one. We want to be the leading international destination site and provider of unique interactive features for football fans from all around the world. We've already heard about 2 social media networks, beginning with F. We're a third one. We're not nearly as big, but maybe one day we will be. We only founded 2 years ago. We only launched last year. We're currently live in 5 languages. We're going live in Arabic at the beginning of next year. We have very solid backing by a very big VC company. And we have a variety of features that bring all these different identities, as I said, together in a quite nice way. And there's also, because it is football and because you have this unique brand loyalty, as it were, very clear and very easy revenue models that distinguish football or put football in a special position as opposite to your normal social network, which can be very, very difficult to monetize, as we all know, because people don't necessarily come there to spend money. But with football, there are tried and tested methods. One is obviously advertising, but it's very targeted advertising. You know who the people are. You know if you want to sell to a specific fan of a team, where to get them. If you want to market a video game, if you want to market a video live stream, because we know who these people are, and because we know that if you are an expat sitting in Rio and you can't watch the Premier League, you have to watch it online, it might be a good place to get a direct marketing call to say you can watch this game for £2.50 via a player that we integrate on our site. There's another whole area of revenue possibilities which are very well established and a very good fit for football as well, which is the whole gaming area in the widest sense of the word. There's obviously micro-betting implications, there's betting, but what we're very keen on and what we've had some fantastic feedback on, and I'll show you a bit more in a minute, is the fantasy football game. It's tremendously popular throughout Europe, especially in the UK, especially in English-speaking countries. Something like 18% of our target audience play this game, play a version of fantasy football in the UK alone. And what we've come up with is really a fairly novel way to capitalize on that, which is not really existent in the UK at the moment, with games that take you to a space where you can compete against your friends in small-scale games, limited games, where you don't have to commit for the whole season. Nobody has the time to pick teams, 38 rounds. You can do it very quickly, in and out, very casual. Just to explain very quickly how the site works, we started with a basic layer of data info. We currently support 70 leagues worldwide, where we get an up-to-date of all the tables, of all the goals as they come in live. It's all on the site. We built on top of that a whole level of UGC that's not too dissimilar from your normal social networking, but very football-focused, very football-driven. The environment is very much football, so of course, what we always get people asking us is, why can't I do this at Facebook? Yes, you could, but there's a good chance that your site or your group will look exactly like the Dog Lovers group or the Britney Spears fan club, whereas our page, you only, because of the links that you have with the people involved, make sure that you talk to the right people you want to talk to. You talk to the Chelsea fans if you're a Chelsea fan, not to anyone else. On top of that, we have some very unique features. For example, a prediction game, a grading game, a news feed. This prediction game we've done as an iframe, which is currently plugged in a number of big media groups, media portals. For example, we're on Virgin Media, we're on Evening Standard. If you play a prediction game on Evening Standard for the next round of Champions League, you're playing on their site, but you're playing with us. The sign-up is with us. You stay on the site. It's a great match for everybody because we get the user, it's clickable, and there's a high conversion rate between people who start playing these games and then end up being fully committed members and active participants on our site. And then there's the third tier, if you want, which is a social tier, which is really removed from football-specific point of view. You get all your basic features, being friends, putting up profiles, putting up photos, your wall, etc. Now, Mark was asked me to think about mistakes and how things could have worked differently or lessons to be learned. Now, what we've learned as a small company with a very finite business model and, a very finite budget for marketing was that you can take a lot of money and throw it somewhere and the chances are that nothing's going to come back. So what we've done instead is we concentrate on distribution, looking for partners who needed a solution of some sort in that space. And we found that now with the World Cup approaching, there is a tremendous pull and a tremendous interest from really big groups who all want to be in a space, but for one reason or another don't have the money, don't have the budget because of the current situation of media groups, but want a very quick solution. Now, we've actually had contact from a very big group in the Middle East, a very big group in Western Europe, and we're very close to announcing these big distribution deals that are going to tremendously widen our reach and our user number. And we're talking to 2 or 3 others, and we see this as a way forward, and I think we can grow very easily without spending any money in the next year or so, as everybody wants to be having a part of the World Cup. I'm not quite sure how to do it. We've managed to establish ourselves enough in that space to get the recognition, have people approach us, so it's looking very promising. There's a number here which we just thrown in there. And we think that by 2010 we have at least about 5 million uniques, and but that's only in 5 languages. So once you add Arabic to that, I think we can grow very, very quickly. Now, just a word or two on this fantasy game, because really we see it as a possibly the killer application for us. It's a fantastically popular way to do things in the US, not necessarily with soccer, but with other sports. Why? Because it's a clever way to get around the betting and gambling restrictions in the US. So what you do is you say, 5 of us will get together, we each pay $10, and Una gets 40, and 10 gets to us, the provider. Big companies like Yahoo are playing this game, hasn't really come to Europe, hasn't really come in a football context, a soccer context to Europe. But we've developed and adapted this model, and we could well be breaking the business model is today, where somebody like The Guardian or The Telegraph go to a provider, pay hundreds of thousands of pounds for them to run the game, and you sign up on a subscription fee, and if you're lucky, you get a sponsor. If not, you don't break even, and that's why, for example, The Guardian this year pulled their fantasy game because they just couldn't afford it anymore. Ours is a much simpler, easier way to do business. We'll just plug it in as a white label powered by Footbo on a revenue share basis, and it's very sexy, and you see that people really get it instantly. Another feature that is currently not available if you're interested in football is live scoring. So what happens if, let's say it's a Saturday afternoon, all the teams are playing, you're playing this mini league with your friends, you can see on our page live as these goals come in, as these goals being scored, how not only your teams gets awarded the points in your fantasy league and you've got a bigger chance of winning the money, the jackpot at the end, but also how your fans do at the same time. In the US, it's quite popular. It's quite an established way to do things. In the UK, in Europe, it doesn't exist at the moment. Everyone who sees this, sees a game, is tremendously excited, and very easy to plug that in and to say to somebody, you just distribute that for us, and we'll give you a revenue share, and there's big deals to be made, and we're very close to announcing a couple of them as well. Now, I think this is fine. And that's the end. Thank you.